Crypto is moving up like crazy. This is very, very exciting to see. And we can see that Ethereum is no different, pushing up, nearly testing the absolute top that we saw just before the FTX collapse. Follow along in this video and I'll show you exactly where I think Ethereum is going to go. How's it going, everyone? My name is Jake with Trade Confident. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about Ethereum. Now, this video is going to be a little bit different because there's something I want to talk to you guys about. So if you watched my last Bitcoin video, I told you that Bitcoin was very likely to drop. In fact, let me switch over to Bitcoin. I said that we could see as far down as $18,400. That's this structure support right here. I also mentioned that we could move up to structure resistance right about here at 22,800. I put a lot more emphasis on this $18,400 just because, I mean, the indicators and metrics are all showing mostly overbought. Now, we like to listen to the metrics and the indicators because honestly, they're right about 80% of the time. And at this point, these indicators have truly earned their trust. Now, they're not going to be right every single time. No indicator is. And honestly, that's just the nature of crypto. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some. And overall, the name of the game is just winning most of them. Because of that, we choose to trust the indicators, the price versus well money flow and the trend exhaustion, the TC top and bottom finder up here. These indicators have been proven to be right about 75 to 80% of the time in the bear market, and even more, even as high as 80 and 85% in the bull market. Now, there is a caveat to this. As a crypto influencer, it is my job to provide you with the best calls I possibly can. And with that, I do have some stuff I need to talk to you about and what we need to be looking for as we kind of seem to be transferring into the possible bull market. There's a lot of stuff we need to be paying attention to. And honestly, this economic situation is completely different than we've ever seen in the history of crypto so far. So first, I'm going to take you over to the Ethereum metrics, run through those. And as I'm running through it, I just want to talk to you guys about some stuff. So let's get into it. Here we are on the TradeConfident.io website, scrolling down to Ethereum. And the first thing here is the Ethereum Emotional Index. Now, right off the bat, you probably saw this on the live page. The price is actually closer to about right here. It's going to be about $16,607 right now. That's just where we're at. These metrics were posted this morning, so they'll be updated tomorrow morning. Don't worry about that. As of right now, the Ethereum Emotional Index has fallen into excited territory. And this comes after peaking in greedy territory. And this has happened 3 times in the history, the viewable history of this metric. Each time in the previous times, the price has completely dropped. Something I also want to note here is that it actually peaked right here with the price, and before the price saw a major drop, Ethereum actually poked a little bit higher and could be seeing a move down. So honestly, we're seeing that same pattern play out. I wouldn't be terribly shocked to see this move higher and then crash back down. But again, right now we are at a very different place than we were even a month ago in the crypto market. Next up is Ethereum long versus short trades. Another thing I want you to pay attention to is how long trades have dropped as this price increased like crazy. What this tells me is less people are trying to take long trades, less people are actually FOMOing in right now. And what we're seeing in the price is called a short squeeze, and I'll cover this later in the video. A short squeeze essentially means that there's a bunch of short trade liquidity. They're going to squeeze it and squeeze it and squeeze it until it shoots up. I'll explain more how that works in just a second, but for now, I want to take you to the whale and smart money metric. And you can see whales have been very likely to short this market for some time. However, this sentiment seems to be waning. Around the negative 600 value is where we're looking for whale smart money to begin really taking over. And at that point, whenever we've seen that right here, and so on and so forth, that's when we've seen these moves down in the market. And we got exactly that right over here. We got a small move down, but I just don't think that's quite it. I mean, right here again, after we got that negative 600, it peaked, went down, peaked, and then absolutely crashed. And honestly, I'll be honest with you, that could be what we're seeing very, very soon. Ethereum volatility is very high, although it is diminishing. The volatility breakout detector is used to show high and low levels of volatility. And after high levels of volatility, as we saw say right here, we tend to see low volatility that results in sideways movement in the market. So as we've seen this extremely high volatility, I wouldn't be shocked to see a little bit of a move down, or honestly, again, we could 100% see a move up. And at this point, there's a lot of uncertainty on the market. There's a lot of FOMO going on. There's a lot of FUD. No one truly knows what's going on in the market right now. But what this indicator is telling me is we could see a little bit of high volatility again before we see periods of low volatility and sideways movement. Next up, I want to show you the Ethereum major support and resistance levels. Ethereum, again, is much higher on its chart, probably right about here, and it has tested the $1,677 resistance level. This is the resistance level that we are actively testing right this second. We need to be paying attention to this because if we break above this, this is going to create even more of a short squeeze and will likely bring us to the $1,789 level. So on the side of the bulls right here, sorry, I'm not very good at writing with a mouse. In the case of the bulls, we need to be paying attention to 1,789 if, and this is an if, we break $1,677. If we don't break this, no matter what, we still do have this as a brand new resistance. We will likely climb, touch, and if we, again, we get rejected, if we get rejected, we're falling back down to at least this structure support right here. After that, it'll be a test of $1,351 to start, and down the line we go after that. Next up is the Ethereum daily trade scanner, and this is the part where I'm going to explain the short squeeze more. This right here is called a red liquidity pool on the daily trade scanner. This is an area where there is just a ton of short trade liquidity, and what this means is if the price rises above, which it already has, if it rises above this area, it means there's going to be a lot of short trades that are liquidated in the market. As bullish pressure, as buying pressure builds and builds and builds, more people and more money is going into long trades. This is going to push the price upwards. If all of a sudden all the selling pressure in the market just completely disappears, this means that long trades have zero pressure against them to begin moving up even farther, and this is what's called a short squeeze. This is exactly what the market is experiencing right now and why Ethereum has pushed higher. And something I need to talk to you about is how this is going to happen a lot more as the market transitions from bearish to bullish in the long term. Now, I'm not saying we found the absolute bottom yet. No one really knows. We 100% could have already found the bottom for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all the other cryptocurrencies. But there's also a strong possibility we didn't. That's the thing, is nobody really knows in this market. So at this point, I want to transition you to the live charts. Before I do that, I just want to talk to you about our membership real quick. We have quality trade setups going on right now. We just made a few calls this morning. If you're a member, you'll get access to this, but I just want to show you our absolute best performing trade here. Recently got a profit of 100.47% profit. Absolutely insane, and this comes after a strong buy signal was called with the price versus well money flow and trend exhaustion low. And then we just waited till we saw a sell signal, price versus well money flow high, trend exhaustion high to call that exit. And that ended up being a 100.47% profit. If you want to get access to trade setups that can net you trades like this, be sure to sign up at the link in the description. It'll bring you to our homepage here, and all you have to do is move up to subscribe. Just a warning, this is about to get real bright. Input your information right here. Scroll down to the full access and choose this one. This is the membership version that you're going to get the Morning Brew overview, which is really helpful. The quality trade setups I just showed you, Zoom coaching every single month. This just happened yesterday, actually. We had a lot of fun with that. And you're going to get access to the metrics I just showed you across 20 cryptocurrencies. So don't miss out. Choose this right here and you are good to go. And with that, we are on the live charts. Right now, we're looking at Bitcoin just really quick. I just want to show you we are nearing that $22,800 resistance that I talked about in last video. And I know, like, last video got a lot of comments. Like, I know it aged like milk for sure. I put a lot more emphasis on the drop to $8,300 than the $22,800. But at this point, there's a lot of uncertainty in the market. So I'm wanting to show you guys the scenarios for both conditions. And this is exactly why I do that. Heading over to Ethereum, this is absolutely no different. And again, we're testing $1,677 right here. And actually, let me use an actual trend line to show this. $1,677. 1677, boom, just to make things exact for you. That's the structure resistance we're testing. Recently, we got a sell signal on the TC top and bottom finder. Price versus while money flow was high, trend exhaustion was high, and both are now moving down out of the market despite the price moving up. This type of divergence is really dangerous and can result in a lot of traders, anyone that buys at these higher levels, to get absolutely wrecked. So at this point, as I said, on the major support and resistance level, we do have another structure resistance at $1,792 that we need to be paying attention to. If this breaks up and we get a continued short squeeze, that is the next structure resistance we're likely to see. I do need to be fully transparent and show you both sides of this equation though. At this point, I think it's very possible we're going to get rejected right about here. Once that happens though, we are going to see structure support form right about here. We have multiple touches for this right here too, and that'll be at $1,500. That is a very strong structure support at this point, and I think it's unlikely, at least in the next couple of days over the weekend, that we would see that break. Just in case though, if it does break, we're probably heading down to $1,350. What a lot of traders can do at this point is follow a 50 rule. What this essentially means is have 50% invested, that's a Bitcoin symbol, and 50% in cash. The reason for this is, I mean, look at this. But despite all signals showing that Ethereum is supposed to go down, it absolutely pumped. This happened across the market. As I said, we're seeing major moves pretty much everywhere. However, there is an equally likely chance. The general macroeconomics are showing generally bearish. It doesn't show that we've really fully recovered from COVID and all that. And there's still a lot of fundamental bearish pressure in the market. And on top of that, we have our indicators saying that it's more likely we're going to see moves down in the market too. But whales are going to do what whales are going to do. And if they see an opportunity to make some money off of this short trade liquidity here, they very well could and shoot this price back up. So having money on the side to buy the dip if it falls is great. Having money in the market in case it pumps and you can take profit is great as well. And another thing I just want to talk to you guys about, no matter what, you could buy anywhere in this area at this bottom. I'm not saying absolute market bottom, but just where we are at in the market in general. Let's kind of take perspective on this. Let's say even if you FOMO'd in right this second and the price crashes again, if you held from that point, the absolute top where we're at right now, let's just take this, and you waited like 2 years, a year or so, and again, this is not financial advice. I don't know when we're going to reach all-time highs again, but once we reach that $5,000 mark again, if you held from the absolute top right now, it's still 189% profit. So while in the short term, we could see moves down, we could see moves up, no matter what happens, as long as we reach all-time highs again, which isn't, you don't even have to reach all-time highs. Look at this. Even if you reach, like, not even all-time high, the $3,600 mark, even if you reach that, that's still over 100% profit. And I mean, the stock market will always recover. It always has for the, like, very, very, very long time that it's existed. The stock market has always risen. And in the history of Bitcoin, it has always followed the stock market up. And after that, the rest of the crypto market tends to follow Bitcoin too. So honestly, like, in the long term, even if you FOMO in and it crashes down, this will likely still be a long-term good investment. If you FOMO in now and it goes straight up, it's still great. I mean, you're gonna profit either way in the long term, and nothing's certain. I'm not saying you will absolutely 100% profit no matter what, but that's just how this works, guys. And no matter where you buy in this, it is very possibly a good investment. So anyways, I think that's kind of a lot of information for people to mull over and just think about. No matter what happens, as long as you buy and hold long term, this will likely still be decent for you. In the short term, the indicators are right about 80% of the time, so I'm just going to keep reporting on that. And I will still be honest as a crypto influencer if I see a possibility of the price skyrocketing. So with that, if you want to grab these indicators, you can grab them at the links in the description. Clicking the link will bring you to our indicator page right here. All you got to do is scroll down and grab the Pro Trader bundle right here. This gives you access to all 11 of Trade Confidence indicators, including the TC top and bottom finder, trend exhaustion, and and price versus whale money flow indicators. Now, purchasing all 11 of these indicators individually totals over $2,000, but we decided to put it in a bundle and give you 70% off of your purchase of all 11 indicators. No matter what you get, it's a lifetime access for a one-time payment. So don't miss out. Be sure to grab them right now. With that, thanks so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Until next time, trade safe, trade confident, and I'll see you in the next one.